Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of the Girls Lounge with your hosts, Liz and KT. We have a really good episode, and just prepare for us to be rambling. We're going to be talking about our favorite things, literally anything and everything that is our favorite. So, apologies in advance for the rambling because these are some topics that are really important to us.
Exactly what Liz said. Also, if y'all see me eating, just ignore that, okay? I have things to do. We both got things to do, so we need to multitask. But similar to Liz, we both kind of forgot what this episode was gonna be until I worked on the outline yesterday. And let's just say we have a lot to talk about and cover, and I'm super excited for today's episode.
And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and talk about what we've been up to. I can get us started, give Kenny some time to eat. But this weekend I stayed at home at my home base in Spain, didn't travel, and honestly, I needed that. I needed a weekend to just rot. The way yesterday I left the house 2 times, and one of those was to get food. So and then the other time, and then today I only left the house once. So I've been in my full rot time this weekend, but over the weekend yesterday, so today's Sunday when we're recording. So yesterday, Saturday, there's this thing called Carnival here, and it's basically like a big party, and people dress up. So it's kind of giving Halloween vibes, but the streets are full, you guys. There's different stages with artists and DJs and people performing, and it was just so many people out there. It was actually insane. And it was also kind of Halloween vibe with the costumes. So we did that yesterday. I didn't get back home until 5 in the morning today. Don't know how I did that, but we're up and going today.
No, it's honestly good to always have those rot weekends because that's honestly me every weekend because the week takes me out. But today I'm gonna try to be productive. I did see a TikTok though a long time ago where this girl was like, one thing I wish I did during study abroad was stay in my home city more. So it's good that you got to stay at your home base. And that carnival place sounds fun. It sounds like it's given Mardi Gras vibes.
Yes, I definitely think that's what it derives from or whatever. Confused on the costume part still, but it was giving Mardi Gras.
And now we're gonna get into our favorites of the week. So
wait, Kennedy, what have you been up to?
Oh, please, me just ignoring everything. Well, I'm not in it. Okay, so now for what I've been up to. So honestly, and not much, but your girl is 2 for 2 for getting compliments this week, and it just made me feel so good. One, I got a compliment. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I have this mole, and I guess, yeah, it is kind of like a beauty mark, but I always just refer to it as a mole. And we were working in groups for my strategy and policy class. And she was like, by the way, your beauty mark is really pretty. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. And she said it was unique. And I'm like, I've never gotten a compliment on it before. That's so nice. And then yesterday, I went to Starbucks because that's totally my motivation to get out the house on the weekends. So I got some Starbucks, and the cashier was like, I really like your necklace. And I was like, oh, thank you. So this is your sign to compliment people and show kindness because you never know what people are going through. Because me personally, I feel like my mood has just been up and down recently over the past couple of weeks. So it felt really nice to get some compliments. And I feel like in general, we underestimate human connection just with literally every aspect of life, just with everyone just being so in the social media world, everyone's glued into their phones, and just the rise in popularity of remote work. But truly human connection, that's just what makes us human. It's part of the human experience. So don't underestimate human connection. And that's definitely something I want to get better as well, is complimenting people, because it can go a long way, even if you think it might be stupid or may come off weird.
Was it the K necklace?
Yeah, it was.
I've been meaning to tell you, that one is so cute. Go ahead and send me the link.
I got you. It was from Amazon, and it's good quality, you guys. I really like it, and it's really cute. And I feel like it's just unique. It just stands on its own. And I got a cross necklace with the same style as my K necklace, and I love those.
No, because for those of you guys who don't follow Kennedy on TikTok, what are you doing? Because she's been posting fit checks in the necklace. It adds so much to the outfits, and I'm like, yes.
Thank you.
And now we're gonna go ahead and get into our little favorites of the week. This is a little glimpse into what you guys got in store for the rest of the episode. But for my favorite of the week this week is this pair of jeans that I have. And the way I bought these jeans months ago, you guys, and I haven't worn them because they were too long and I was going to exchange them. And then the exchange period was over, so they didn't let me do anything. But I got them hemmed here in Spain. And the way I wear those so much become my everyday jeans because they just fit perfectly and out of the perfect length. So that's my favorite of the week. And then also my glasses. I've been wearing my glasses like every single day because I had a little incident with my contacts, which we won't get into right now. But the glasses have been worn every single day, and I forgot how much I love my glasses.
Low key, the secret to getting perfect fitting jeans is to get them altered, which I don't know like how different the pricing is in the United States versus Spain, but that's really a life hack for real. And I'm curious to know this eye contact story for real.
So little intermission, you guys. So I I brought like the enough contacts I need. I wear monthlies, by the way, not dailies. And the first contact incident was I was traveling somewhere and I was a bit out of it when I took them out. And one of them didn't make it in the case. So there goes that pair of contacts. So I had to open up a new one. And then the one I was wearing, the one on my right eye kind of started bothering me. And I was like, what is going on? So I started like inspecting it. And it has a little tiny rip in the corner. I was like, I can't because this is all in February, you guys. I went through two pairs of contacts in 1 month. Like, yeah. But I just like didn't wear them for a while and then I put them on last night and the little rip, I guess it like my eye got used to it or something because it's fine. Now, if you are like an ophthalmologist out there, I know this probably isn't the greatest for me, but a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do because I'm gonna be out of contacts before I'm out of here. So
Rip your eye health. And now for my favorites of the week, I have a lot this week. I was like, I couldn't figure out which one to do because they all just have been just my personality. So we have to do all three of them. So first is tennis, you guys. I okay, we're not gonna do long story short. I kind of fell into the tennis to F1 pipeline. Like I got into tennis first before Formula One, and I kind of pushed tennis to the side. But this year I'm determined to really keep up with it as much as I have been F1, and I'm loving it. I finally slowly but surely remembering how the game works, how scoring works, getting my mind around the tournament. So I'm so excited. Like I'm just like I'm stacked with sports to watch, you guys. Like we have F1 starting soon. I have a tennis tournament this week, and I think next week it's the Indian Wells and then Miami, and then soon will be the Australian GP. So I'm just stacked. I'm loving tennis. I love that I have my favorites because I think that's what makes it easy is when you have your favorites. Of course, they're like mostly all American, but you just have your favorites, and it's just easier to keep up that way. Even tonight, Carlos Alcaraz and Francis Tiafoe are playing a little match tonight, and I'm so excited. Like I'm so excited. I will be sad. I'm gonna make sure I have everything I want to do today done before that match, so I can just sit there and watch. And then also I've been loving granola, y'all. Like just as a simple snack, like instead of candy, I'm gonna eat granola. Be healthy. Literally, I only typically eat granola in my yogurt because I just can't eat yogurt plain. So I put granola in it. But I don't know. I've just been loving having granola as a snack. Trying to be healthy, guys. Trying to be. And then lastly, self help podcast. I feel like recently I just been needing that self help motivation advice type of energy in my life. So I have like this whole playlist I made with over 20 hours of podcast episodes that are all self help podcasts. And yeah, that's just what I've been listening to recently. I've listened to some really good ones so far, and there was some really good tips that I've already gotten so far. So I'm excited to hopefully that will help my mindset. And now we are going to be getting into Sports Corner. She is here to stay for the foreseeable future. Thank goodness. But first, we had testing recently in Bahrain. Honestly, I didn't keep up with testing, but I feel like I just had to acknowledge it. Just because, testing isn't necessarily a indicator of how the cars will perform. Because, some teams they will make their times faster than they really are. Some teams will make their times slower than they really are. And then, they're just testing out the tires, things like that. But it was just nice to see everybody together, take the F1 class picture, and just see them all together racing, and just even the media that came out from F1 testing. I was like, oh gosh, this is going to be a season. I'm just so excited. And then also, the Drive to Survive trailer just came out, and I'm so excited. So, March 7th, I will be binging it. So, it comes out the Friday that this episode is posted, and I'm so excited. Y'all know I love a good reality TV show. I've also been like feeding for a good sports documentary recently that isn't football or basketball. So I'm glad that this is coming out and I'm super excited. It's funny how everyone's going through it and then Charles is like, we're the Kardashians of F1. And he's just like living his best life in the trailer and everyone else is stressing. And I'm not ready to relive this season, but I'm excited to see what I miss because this was my first season watching F1, but my first race was the Miami one. So anything before that, I didn't watch, don't really know what happened in the beginning of the season. So I'm excited to see what I miss. And from what I do know, I'm excited to see how they kind of dramatize it and put it in this like reality TV format.
Charles was so funny with saying that. I love him. I think that this might be the season that I actually watch, you know? I need to get into the show. Need to see what it's all about.
Low key, even though there will be 7 seasons, you low-key can just like binge it from the start. Like it seems like a lot, but it's Netflix that we're talking about, so they're not like 20 episode seasons. They're like 10 episodes. And I feel like they're not that long from what I remember. And this is my petition for Netflix to bring back freaking Breakpoint, which is the tennis show, but they canceled it. So that's sad for me. I've been thinking about rewatching it, but yeah, everybody harass Liz to start it.
I'll just add it to the whole list of shows that I'll be watching.
Facts. Next, we're gonna get into our pop culture and trending topics. So first, we're gonna talk about Timothy's SAG speech. He won some award. I don't remember what it was, but it was obviously well deserved because this is Timothy we're talking about. But what I really wanted to touch on was the reactions from people. Honestly, I was surprised. It was a lot of mixed reactions. I feel like some people were hating it. Some people loved it. Some were kind of in the middle. They're like, it was good for him to say that, but they're like, if a woman were to say this, which like I agree, but it's like, do we really got to bring that up? But I guess we do have to bring that up because that's just the reality of things. But I don't know. I just think more people need to be loud about their greatness. I just think like we just need that confidence. People hate confident people, but I love it. Like in my opinion, if you're not striving for greatness or being vocal about your goals and whatever craft you're doing, then like what are you doing it for? You know what I mean? So I like it. I hope more people are more open about it. Cause like being humble is cute and all, but like as like a regular person watching all these people who put in work, I'm just like, no, you don't have to be humble about it just because people might have a problem with it. Like, no, you are great for a reason. You put in years of work for whatever it is. So you have all the bragging rights to be like, I am striving for greatness.
Especially if you're good at what you're doing. And I feel like we can recognize it to me is a good like acting or anything. And if anything, it's just showing that he got goals for himself. He's like not settling. And this was like one step in him reaching all those goals. And honestly, he just sounded like super proud of himself. So I'm like, why are we hating of him being successful and proud of it?
Exactly. Like it's so weird how in like the media, I'm about to sound like one of those people. Like they just like everyone like they love to see great people, but they hate to see the great people recognize how great they are. Like that's very weird.
Exactly. And then when they like settle, it's also an issue.
Exactly. And then it's like, let's say they were going through a rough patch or something. Then they're like, then all these crazy expectations, they're disappointed. But I'm like, bro, like people can never be satisfied, is my whole point.
Like if you have no goals for yourself, just say that.
That part. And next, we're going to get into Tate McRae's album. So I would say it's been a little bit over a week since the album just came out. And you guys, I have literally listened to it every single day since the album has come out. Like, I fear some of the songs are going to be like my top song of the year when it comes to the Spotify Wrapped, calling it now. But it is just so good. She's bringing back pop girlies who can sing and dance again. Seen people with their little think pieces about her, but I'm just like, whatever. Y'all are haters. But it is just so good. But I'll just let Liz take away with her thoughts because she said she was going to listen for the podcast.
Yes, I don't think I finished it, but I listened to majority of it. Definitely is more of like that like OG like pop girl, trend and not trend, but style of music and everything. There is some catchy songs on there, I will say. I don't know if it's my personal cup of tea, at least for like a everyday basis, but I definitely do see some songs that are like, yes, like this is good, this is bringing us back to those days. I feel like Olivia, her and Sabrina kind of started it, like they were kind of easing more into like the regular pop, but Tate definitely sealed the deal.
I agree. And it's like, even though like I would say they're like the top three pop girlies at the moment, they all kind of have like different sounds. Like Olivia, she's like, like very chill, but I don't know, still has like some punky songs, like very indie. And the Sabrina is like a little bit of both. And then Tate McRae is like ba 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 boom, like in your face, and I love it. And yeah, I guess we can like say maybe like our top three favorites from the album, even though I love most of them. I wouldn't say it's a no skip album for me, but it's like basically a no skip album. My top three are Miss Possessive, because that's literally me. And it's funny because I've seen TikToks where it's like me about my man, even though he doesn't know he's my man. And I was like, that is so real. That is so me. So Miss Possessive, because that's literally me. I love Signs and I love Dear God. I would say those are my top three, but there's so many more I love as well.
I like pull up the album because I did not memorize the names. But Means I Care, I really like that one. Miss Possessive too. And then my other one, I think it was, which one was it? I think it was It's Okay, I'm Okay.
Ugh, it's okay, I'm okay. Classic. That's the song that got me into Tate McRae's music. Fun fact.
When I was listening, I was like, I feel like I've heard this song before. And then I realized it was like the one that drops before the actual album and everything.
Yeah, she dropped three singles before the album. She dropped It's Okay, I'm Okay, Two Hands, which is so slept on, and Sports Car, which of course the motorsport girlies love. But yeah, ugh, just all those three bangers as well. And our next topic, I saw this on Chicks in the Office, but allegedly there's a new Crazy Rich Asians TV series in the works. Listen, I love the movie. I don't love it as much as Liz does, because I know she watches it like it's one of her comfort movies. But I'm interested to hear her thoughts on it.
No, because I did not know that this was a thing until I was doing our little outline. And I will be sad. I love Crazy Rich Asians. I am very intrigued on how they're gonna make it a TV series, though. More of the behind the scenes and everything. What are we gonna see? Because I feel like the movie, it moves at a like pretty good pace to where you get to see everything. I haven't read the books, so like I don't know how much we left out of the books and everything. But I am so excited to, I feel like, see more of like the side characters, like Astrid. Yeah, I'm gonna need a whole episode on her.
Yeah, I'm curious on what this like TV show is even gonna be about. Because in the post they said like it's not sure, like it's not clear right now if the original characters are gonna be, reprising their original roles. So I'm just curious. And I isn't there like multiple books of the Crazy Rich Asian series?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's multiple, and I think that the movie just deals with like the first book. I think with the other books, you also see more of like the rest of the family, like the aunties and everything. But I could be lying to you.
I wonder if it's gonna follow like that type of vibe, like kind of like Bridgerton. Like maybe it'll focus more on them, but then like the two main characters from the first movie will like make cameos or something like that.
I just hope that they like do their thing with the casting because I feel like the movie, the casting is very diverse and everything. So if the TV show isn't that way, it's already gonna be a flop.
Yeah, I just hope they give it justice.
And that is the perfect segue into our what we are watching little segment. And for me, I had so much raw time, you guys. You think I would have gone through all the TV shows I'm watching, finished some? Quite the opposite. I just started new things to watch. I started watching the OG, like Spanish, the OG Spider Man movie because they have all of them on the Netflix here with like even the cartoon ones. So I was gonna like, oh, I'm gonna watch all of them. I'm only on movie one. Then I started watching Cable Girls. I've watched like seasons 1 through 3, but I don't remember them very girl. I cannot speak today, you guys. I don't remember them very well, but there's this girl in my program who started watching them because she was like looking for a Spanish show and she'd be talking to me about it. So I was like, let me see what this was all about again. And yep, very good. And then I started watching this documentary series on this Spanish singer. Her name's Aitana. She dated Guzman from Elite. Yeah. So started watching that, and then again, emphasis on it, I started watching all this stuff. And then I did, though, I caught up on so much YouTube. The way you guys, I don't know how much YouTube I watched, but I'm all caught up on my feed.
For me, honestly, I did not watch as much TV as I wanted to. I love how when we have all this time, we're so ambitious. We're like, we're gonna watch this, this, and this, and then when it comes to it, we're like, I'm gonna do something else. So I started White Lotus season 3. There's only 2 episodes out right now. A new episode comes out today. Not sure if I'll watch it because, listen, I'm gonna choose tennis over White Lotus. I'm sorry. Y'all, I don't have much to say except these people are crazy. And White Lotus, it is just so good. Like, I think the creator's name was like Mike something. Yeah, he's a genius. And I'm just like so curious to where the season is gonna go. If you're not familiar, White Lotus is kind of like a comedy type, like mystery type show. I don't know how to describe it, but it's I think the word is anthropology show where every season's different, different characters, whatever. And each season they're in a new White Lotus resort. So the first season was Hawaii, second was I think it was Italy, and the third they're in Thailand. So basically, the first like scene you always get is like either a dead body washing up, or in this case, the third season, it's like a shooter and chaos goes, but you don't know who's dead or anything like that. And the show focuses on different guests and really deep dives into their lives. And we see all the events leading up to the very first scene that you watch. So already that's my cup of tea. And all I have to say is these people are crazy. They have a very southern family on there who is inspired by Southern Charm, if you guys know that reality TV show. Yo, it is so funny. Like, it's just giving such the South vibes. Even like there's a little bit of, I feel like, incestuous vibes between the siblings. I'm just like, where is this going? And then there's like these group of women that very clearly hate each other and talk about each other, and it's so entertaining. And just very sus couples with like young, like it's like a very sus like man, older man in the couple, and then like they're young, like British, English, whatever, girlfriends. And it's just very interesting. And I love how kind of like the crossover, like we get characters from past seasons. So we got Belinda from season 1 in it as well, and this guy named Craig, or not Craig, Greg, that everyone hates, with a new girlfriend. So yeah, I'm just excited to see where this goes. And then I watched the new Hulu documentary called Devil in the Family: The Fall of Ruby Frankie. It was 3 episodes, watched it in one sitting. So good, so eye-opening. Because obviously I was keeping up with the case, but I didn't fully, know the timeline of everything. And this is like a documentary that like Chad, Sherry, and Kevin are in, and just, kind of acquaintances, like neighbors and things like that. There's like unseen footage, and it was insane. Like, let's abolish all family vloggers. Listen, not Kevin, Chad has like come out and like, stands by his father. But me personally, even after watching this documentary, I still have so much beef with Kevin. Because, like, okay, say he didn't know the abuse that the younger children were going through when he wasn't in the home, because him and Chad got kicked out. But I'm sorry, everything before that, though, like, he was such an enabler. Like, he knew that Ruby was abusive. And I still hate that man. And I think it's telling that Chad refers to them as mom and dad, and Sherry only refers to them as Kevin and Ruby.
I have comments on both of the things. The White Lotus thing, I've always wondered what White Lotus is about, and I never quite understood. And after you describing it, I feel I have to watch the previous seasons because that sounds exactly like what I need. Little murder mystery, plot twist, solving it as you go. And then second point on that one, they're really trying to they're really trying to really grasp and do that Southern family, the incest vibes. That's what I have to say on the White Lotus. And then Devil in the Family, the Ruby Frankie stuff. I haven't watched the documentary, but just the clips I've seen are actually like this case was already crazy, and then seeing more details, like Kennedy said, let's abolish all the family vloggers because what are you doing?
And now we're gonna get into our song of the week. I don't know why I sung. So of course, because I'm a big Tate McRae girly. we are going to be having a Tate McRae song for this week. Mine is going to be Signs by Tate McRae. I love this song. It literally just makes me want to jump up and down. But I'm going to play a part for you guys.
And for my song of the week, in honor of the Tate McRae and I listened to the album, I did Means I Care from the new album. And then this song, the more I listen to it, this song is getting added to the playlist for sure. But here's my favorite part of it. And that is my song of the week. And the moment we've all been waiting for, our favorite things. You guys, we're going to be talking about everything and everything from skincare to music to shows to food. Literally every single topic. You guys are going to get to know us like no other. So if you ever want to send us anything, now you know everything about us. So our first little category is skincare, makeup, and beauty products. Kennedy, why don't you get us started?
I got you. So first, y'all, I am Good Molecule's biggest fan. So first, my favorite things have been the Good Molecules toner and serum. The toner, first of all, I'm literally about to buy some more off of Amazon right after this call. It is just so good, so gentle. And same with the serum. I have eczema and my skin is really sensitive. So this stuff works perfect. I think it's like more of like a natural type brand. So I really like it. And I like how it's easily accessible. Like you can get it from Target, Ulta, yada yada yada. And then along with, the eczema sensitive skin vibe, grapeseed oil. If you struggle with eczema and stuff like that, you guys need to get grapeseed oil. I apply it 2 times a day with my lotion. And it literally is the best. Actually, around this time last year, I had a really bad like eczema breakout for some reason. So I just had a bunch of like dry spots all over my body, and it really helped clear it up. So I love it so much. And then next is the Rhode Pocket Blush and Lippies. Because for someone like me, like, not just not like a pick me, but like I just don't really wear makeup. Like I just never grew up to learn how to use makeup. Not that it wasn't necessarily discouraged in my household, but like I would just want to use it for fun. But my mom never really encouraged me to like wear makeup, like embrace my face. So I just never learned, even during like those like full glam era of social media. I just like never learned. As we know, the rise of natural makeup has come about, and so the more simple the better, and that's perfect for me. And Rhode is literally perfect for beginners like me. You literally just boop boop boop, pat pat pat, it's done. And it may be blush, but it's just so easy. And honestly, for someone who's not into makeup, blush was the most intimidating, but Rhode helped me out and just made it so easy. And the lip colors I love. I feel like all the colors look good on everybody. Even my mom got some Rhode lippies. Like I put her on, you guys. And then next is Mighty Patches. Those are miracle workers. Like, yes, I had like a huge pimple right here and right here, literally like basically flat. Overnight, they are lifesavers. Like, I don't really know what to classify my skin. Like, I don't have the most perfect skin, but I know I don't have like super, super bad skin. It's honestly very hormonal. And I just got off my period. So I feel like, my hormones are coming down. But like I get white spots. No, not white spots, whiteheads a lot for some reason. And I swear Mighty Patches get rid of them overnight. So if you don't use them, you should, because they actually work unlike other ones.
For my favorites, Kozark Snow Museum. TikTok put me on when it was like trending in a thing and everything, but I have used that thing since I got it. I don't know how many bottles I've gone through. I just love the way it feels on my face. It's so refreshing. When I had like a mini fridge in my room, I would even put it in the fridge and put it on my face. It was just like really cooling. So I really love that. And it doesn't leave my face feeling like icky and gross. And then another skincare thing is the La Roche-Posay Effaclear Duo Action Acne Treatment. That's a whole tongue twister, but y'all, this thing, lifesaver. Like, if this summer I was breaking out so bad, like my acne has never been that bad, but I got that and it just kind of like started like drying out the areas. And even like now where I'm not actively breaking out or anything, I put it on every night and it helps with like the discoloration on my skin and everything. And also it helps with like I used to get like really bad like blackheads on my nose. Putting a little bit on your nose My nose never looks so good. And you go through a little bit. It is like pricier, but life hack, check out your neighborhood TJ Maxx. But you just put on a little bit and you're good to go. And when I tell you guys, I tried this summer every single thing to get rid of my acne because I felt so insecure about it. And when I got this, it worked like overnight, I felt. So highly recommend. And then Vaseline, it's multi-purpose. You can use it for everything. I personally love using it for like my lips in the morning and in the evening because I just keep it with my skincare stuff. And then sometimes if I get like little dry patches or something, I'll put that on there and everything, and it just works amazing. I get like the non-scented one. I don't really like scents on my face, but love me some good old Vaseline. And then my other skincare product is the Good Molecules Discoloration Correcting Serum. If you have any hyperpigmentation, this stuff will get rid of it. I get like the value size one of it, so you get like more bang for your buck or whatever. But it gets rid of any hyperpigmentation you have, and it's super light, never irritated my skin or anything. So highly recommend. And then my last skincare beauty product thing is my Tartelette tubing mascara. You guys, I will never be going back to regular mascara after using tubing mascara. If you're not familiar with tubing mascara, when you just like apply water on your face and it comes off in like little like clumps. It kind of sounds like weird, but it's so easy to remove. No raccoon eyes. And it just like gives a little volume and lift to your lashes. So that's my holy grail mascara.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to look into that mascara and that Good Molecules correcting serum.
You will not regret it, Kiddy. And there's also like drugstore dupe, the Milani tubing mascara. It's a little bit more like liquidy formula, but it comes off into like little tubing clumps and amazing.
Okay. See, like, because I have glasses, I like don't like worry about mascara, but like, okay, I do have eyelashes, guys. I promise. So maybe they can help my eyelashes pop.
Yes, like even with my glasses, I feel like naked without putting on even like a little bit of mascara on, and those are just super easy. And our next little category is clothing items. Little preface by saying me and Kennedy are some comfort girlies at heart. We are going to choose comfort over style any day and every day.
Yeah, like Liz said, we love the coziness. But for my favorite clothing items, Hollister sweat sets, y'all. I every time I put them on, I have a green set and a black set. I'm like, these are it. Hollister ate with these. They're like the sweatpants are like these like wide leg flowy, y'all. They make your butt look so good. I swear to goodness. And they just make you feel like snatched. Like I don't know how to like describe it, but I just feel so snatched, put together, and just like that girl, even though it's literally sweat sets.
No, because me and Kennedy, we have like the same ones. And we always keep wearing them on the same day. And honestly, we're not going to tell the other one to change because they're so comfortable. And emphasis on them making you look so good. Because I feel like sweats, they have the reputation for like, oh, like they're not like, you don't look good. Like it doesn't accentuate your body or whatever. I don't know what Hollister did, but yeah, your body looks so good in them.
Yeah, body BT. And then next is airy leggings. I got airy leggings for the first time for Christmas. I see the hype. I listen, I've never had Lululemon, Aloe, none of those other ones, but I fear I would never even venture out to those because airy leggings are so good. They literally, I've never understood what people meant when they say leggings are like butter, but no. I understand because these leggings are literally like butter. They just like fit to your body so well. Again, they also make your butt look good, and I just feel snatched in them. And I got all the leggings I have are like the crossover ones that like that style that got very popular. And wow, they are amazing.
My airy leggings are my prized possession in my closet. Yeah. And they always have sales.
Yeah, so everybody make sure y'all are looking out for sales. Then my last basic is my New Balances. I love my New Balances. One thing about me is I'm going to have the New Balance in like like ankle length socks. Like that is my combo. Summer, winter, spring, fall. Yep, that's what I'm gonna have on.
So for my favorites, I'm gonna steal one of Kennedy's, the New Balances. I have like the basic ones, like the 574s, I think is what the style is, and so comfortable. Whenever I wear them, my feet do not hurt or anything. Like the most comfortable shoes, and honestly, they really do go with anything. So love the New Balances. And then my next one is some Abercrombie jeans. Now, hear me out, you guys. I know that they're expensive. I have never bought one on full price. I get them when they're on sale, but I truly feel like they're the only jeans that like I have felt so comfortable in. Like they accentuate my body, they fit right because if you didn't know, I'm not very tall. So I have to get all my jeans in like a short length. And then whenever I get them in short length, sometimes it's like the waist doesn't fit right or like they just don't look right. No, no, no. Not with my Abercrombie jeans. They just fit so well. And honestly, I feel like even in like the wash and everything, I feel like jeans after like so much washing and drying and all that, they just don't fit the same as when you got them. And they get like all tight and they kind of shrink. Not my Abercrombie jeans. But like I said, only when they're on sale. And then my next favorite is just Old Navy long sleeve basics. And it doesn't have to be necessarily Old Navy, but just any long sleeve basic tops. They're so good for layering. They go with everything. You can dress up, dress down, and they're so comfortable. Like you could wear them with leggings and you're good. You can wear them with jeans. Need I say more?
I second having long sleeve basics.
And our next little category is books because me and Kennedy, we are book girlies at heart. And side note, I think that we've both been doing so good reading because I think we've both been like finishing books. If you know, you know.
Yes, slowly but surely. I try to read every night before bed. But for my favorites, I don't have as much as I thought I would, but I just really wanted to think of like the series that pop in my mind that like when I read them, I was just like fully into it. Like I couldn't put it down. So those two series for me is first the Legend Born series. I These were my first two reads of the year, my first 5-star read of the year. It was just something about that series just really spoke to me. And I loved it. And then next, The Summer I Turned Pretty, you guys. When that first season came out, I swear my life changed. I watched that first season so many times, and then of course I was like, okay, I need to read the books. I think I legit read all of those books in a week. Like I have a reading blog of me reading those books on my channel, and I'm pretty sure I finished all of those in a week, and it was just perfection.
I truly believe that there is a before the Summer I Turned Pretty era and an after the Summer I Turned Pretty era. My two books that I kind of thought of was the Imperium series, which is the Fourth Wing series. I just finished the newest book and I cannot wait 2 years for the next book. I will be rereading all the books when I get back home, but I love this series. This is like the first like fantasy series that I really read, and just I was very intimidated by fantasy because I feel like there's a lot of like world building and it's just not that like easy like rom-com book that I'm used to. But when I read this book, I was hooked, you guys. I've read the first two books back to back over the span of like a month, and they're pretty thick books. So, love that series. And then the next book I thought of was Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and honestly, just any Emily Henry books, but Book Lovers specifically, I feel like that's one of the few books that I have like resonated with so much. I saw myself in all of the characters and I love that book so much. I need to reread it ASAP.
And now we're gonna get into the albums slash songs that are our all-time favorites. So for me, if you know, you know. If you're not in here, you know I love Wallows. So one of my all-time favorite songs by them and just in general is Remember When. That song has stuck with me. Like I remember where I was at. I think it was because it was during quarantine times. Like that's when I found Wallows. So you know they just have a special place in my heart. And then next is the entire Sour album, special mention for Brutal. Again, this came out during quarantine times, and when I tell you, Brutal was the song I needed at that time in my life. Like just so good. I just felt myself, or not felt myself. I just saw myself so much in that album and I loved it. Next is kind of random. It's a oldie but a goodie, one that has stuck with me since literally middle school, and I'm now a senior in college, and that is Riptide by Vance Joy. Like every time that song comes on, I do not skip it and I sing it word for word. It is just something about it's just so good. I think it's maybe like the nostalgia connected to the song. And then one I just added because I just thought of this song so random, No Flockin' by Kodak Black. Yeah, that was my song in middle school. So there's like this trend on TikTok that's like my favorite song, but this is what I looked like at that time. And I was like, I could do that trend with a picture of me from middle school listening to this song. Like I love Kodak Black in middle school, honestly. Yeah, and it's so funny because I'm like, am I destined to live in Florida? Because okay, I shouldn't go into the lore. Long story short, like Kodak Black is like the anthem for Florida people, like people that live in Florida. And when I went to New York City, these people thought we were from like South Florida, and then I'm in my wanting to live in Florida era because I'm tired of the cold. So I'm like, wait, am I destined to live in Florida? And then next is honestly, I just love like old Disney and rap. To be honest, like that is my ish.
My favorites, I'm going back, you guys. One Direction Midnight Memories album. Such a good album. Not a single skip on that album. Love that one. Every time I hear a song, I know every single word to every single song. And then my next one is any old Taylor Swift album, like debut to Fearless, Speak Now, all those albums. Love those ones. And then the Harry Styles' first album, just Harry Styles, the vocals in the album, I love his voice so much. Love all the songs. I was actually listening to that album. I said album so weird just now. I was listening to that album when I was doing this.
And now I'm gonna have to apologize because I'm about to be talking for a long time. But now we're gonna be getting into our movies, and this was my time. This was my time, my moment to shine. I'm such a movie girl, which like fun facts, I didn't become a movie girl until the pandemic. Like I obviously watched movies, but I wasn't like fiending over movies until the pandemic. But first, the To All the Boys I Loved Before movies, like love them all, especially the first one has a special place in my heart. And then next is Journey to the Center of the Island. Y'all, I still remember to that day watching that movie in the movie theaters. Like, oh my gosh, like with Vanessa Hudgens and why am I blanking? Josh Hutcherson. Yeah, I would say that was where the conditioning for loving white boys started. I swear to God. And then next is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I mean, what more can I say? That's a perfect rom com. And then again with the rom coms, 10 Things I Hate About You. Yeah, I have seen that movie so many times, and it will never get old. It is so freaking good. Like, I just want everyone in my life to watch that movie. And then next is like two like mystery thriller movies, both with what's his name? Morgan Freeman in them. So good. Like they're older movies, like from like the 90s or so, but they're like one of my top favorite all time, like murder mystery movies, and that is Kiss the Girls and Along Came a Spider. Just go into them blind. So good. The twist, insane. And then next, Little Women. I mean, what more can I say? Specifically the version with Timothee Chalamet. When I tell you, I discovered that movie and then watched it like 5 more times within the week that I discovered it. It is that good. And then next, y'all, The Dead Poet Society. Bro, that is like a classic. Like, not to be a pick me, but when I saw it, I thought I was so cool for loving this movie. And then in my sophomore year class, we were like talking about it for poetry, and she was like, "Who's seen it?" And I was like, and then everyone else raised their hand. I was like, "Oh, everyone else seen it too? Okay, I guess I'm not special." No, JK. But like, I just like randomly watched this movie one day. Y'all, I have an unhealthy attachment to this movie. Like, it's so good, and it's not a movie you would think I would like because if you know me, I try to avoid sad movies. I didn't know it was gonna be a sad movie going into it, but I don't know. It was just something. I think it's mostly about kind of like the found family aspect with all the boys being friends and just all going through like kind of like tough things within themselves, and just like one of the guys being more shy and stuff. It just really resonated with me, especially with the time that I watched this in, which was my freshman year of college. So I don't know. It just really that is like my movie. And Neil Perry, my favorite character. And then next is obviously all the Hunger Game movies. Like, of course, I'm a Hunger Games girly to my core. I will have to say I am a bit of a fraud because I haven't read the books yet, but I do have them, and I do plan on watching or reading them, especially before the new movie comes out. In the new book, well, I don't know about the new book because I think the new book comes out this month, but for sure by the time the next movie comes out, I will have read all the books.
You know, I actually haven't seen Dead Poet Society. Yeah. My sister loves that movie too. I promise I'll watch it ASAP Kennedy. But my favorite movies are a little different from Kennedy's, I feel like. But Love Rosie, this movie, dare I say, one of my comfort movies, even though it's like the plot is actually, yeah. You know, yeah. I rewatched this movie an unhealthy amount of times. This movie's like one of those movies that like if I watch it with you, you better be staying in my life for a while. And just love that movie so much. And then, of course, Crazy Rich Asians, every single scene. I even know that like song that they sing at the end that is in Mandarin, I think. Yeah, I know. Do I know what it's saying? No, but I know the words. And then the next one is A Little Princess. This movie was my favorite movie growing up. I would watch this movie so many times. It made me cry so many times too. Such a good one. 27 Dresses, the Betty and the Jet scene. Need I say more? 10 Things I Hate About You, love that movie, a classic. The Narnia movies. Kennedy sent a picture of her watching it the other day, and I was like, I need to rewatch these movies because Edmund, my childhood husband. My next one is Aquamarine. I loved this movie growing up. Me and my sister and our best friends would all watch this movie. Like, we have this movie on DVD. That's how you know. Pride and Prejudice. I haven't watched this movie in so long, but it's such a good one. The confessions and everything. Yeah, men aren't made like that anymore. And then Bridge to Terabithia, that movie, basically a classic too. A classic Disney movie. If you haven't watched it, what are you doing? The plot twist is insane.
So I think what we can gather is Liz likes torturing herself because I only watched Bridge to Terabithia, whatever it is, once in like fourth grade. Never watched that again. I said, this is sad. And then Love Rosie, watched that once over quarantine. I said, good movie, but no, I made it too frustrated. But solid movies.
What can I say? And now we're gonna get into our TV shows. You guys, I am so sorry for the person I'm about to become. TV shows, the ones that I finish, they are my thing. I know them front to back. It's a short list, but I'm very passionate about every single one of these. Apologies. So, The Summer I Turned Pretty. I made one thing about me is I will make those around me watch the shows that I love. I made my brother watch The Summer I Turned Pretty, and he's obsessed. I don't claim him though because he's Team Jeremiah. So, Spinning Out, you guys, that show was insane. Nothing like it. Skating, ice skating, the themes, the tension between the characters, so good. The Society. That was our moment of silence. The plot, the characters, the plot twist, every single moment of this show, edge of my seat. Maxton Hall. You guys have heard me talk about it too much, so I'll just leave it at Maxton Hall. Elite, seasons 1 through 3. We don't claim the rest. 1 through 3, yeah. The one song, like the theme song that plays, takes me back in time. The way we would have watch parties for this show, you guys. Our last watch party fun fact was when they announced like spring break is extended. Little do we know pandemic was starting. And then I also love any like period drama where like they have like the dresses and everything, but specifically Rain, such a good one. I just want to point out that all the ones that I mentioned that are on Netflix were canceled by them.
Hot take, the Society should have been what the Outer Banks is.
Not even hot take. That is the only take.
For my shows, so first, H2O, just add water. When I tell you guys, there's like 3 seasons of that show. I legit have watched those seasons over and over and over again. Like, my parents know that that's my show. Like, even to this day, like, they don't know. And yes, I was a mermaid show girl. Like, I believe in mermaids, guys. Okay, I do. Don't come for me. Don't think I'm weird. Okay, I'm not dumb enough to think they look like how they do in H2O. But you know, there's only 5% of the ocean explored. So you can't confidently tell me that mermaids don't exist, and I can't confidently say that mermaids do exist. But I'm open to the possibility. Point blank. Period. And then next is The Summer I Turned Pretty. Already mentioned that show changed my life. I remember crying on the last episode of season 2. I think season 3 is going to be the last because there's only 3 books and I'm not ready for it to end.
Can I just add, the summer I turned pretty, the playlist, I literally just remembered like the songs and all the different scenes. The playlist shows me to take note because the songs need to match what I'm seeing. And the summer I turned pretty did that.
Yeah, the playlist ate for sure. And the next Stranger Things, you guys, Stranger Things is legit one of my all-time favorite shows ever. I've already told my friends this, but when the last season comes out, I am going to rewatch that show from beginning to end, and it's gonna hit so different. Like, you guys, like, I'm attached to a show when I start crying, which honestly might not mean much because I mentioned before that I cry a lot during shows and movies. But trust, the way I was crying when I thought Sadie Sink's character died, girl, my dad was looking at me like, is she okay? No, I'm not okay. Y'all almost took out my favorite character. It's gonna be hard to rewatch season 4 because it was an emotional time. But I'm just so excited for the new season. And I just love that show. It's just so freaking good. Next is Degrassi Next Generation. I don't talk about this show a lot, but this is a show that I watched around the same time that I also was watching The Dead Poets Society. And Degrassi is like, it's a Canadian TV show. It's on HBO Max. Drake was actually in the first couple of seasons, and like when he was like super 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 young. And that show is basically like a soap opera for kids, and it was just like killing because I remember when I was younger, it would be like Degrassi was on Teen Nick, but I knew it was a show for the older kids, so I knew I couldn't watch it. So I was like, oh my god, I'm old enough to watch it, obviously because I'm in college. So just, I never finished it. I have like technically like 2 or 1 more season to watch, but we know how it is. I watched very close to the end and never finish it. If you know, you know, with Degrassi, it's hard to explain the appeal to people who haven't watched it. And then next is honestly just any old Disney and Nickelodeon show. I can just like throw on, rewatch it, and it holds the test of time, and it's amazing. And I feel like I have to shout out House of Anubis. Yeah, that's another show I watched all the time when I was younger, and that's another show that my parents remember me watching all the time and being obsessed with.
You need to, we're on the same wavelength because I was just about to say we forgot House of Anubis.
Yeah, when I was talking about H2O, it like reminded me of it.
And also, justice for the Scoops troop. They better all be surviving in the next season of Stranger Things.
I'm weak because at first when you said Scoop Troops, I was like still in the mindset of House of Anubis. I was like, I don't remember Scoop Troops in House of Anubis.
And our next little category is our favorite trends. Kennedy, I'll let you take this one away.
I feel like Liz is judging me because she sees what my first one is, and that is flip-flops with jeans. Yes, and I will be wearing that this summer. Trust, go to Lola Dorn's Instagram and see her wear flip-flops with jeans, and don't tell me they don't look good. Like, it's giving chic, it's giving cool girl, don't argue with me, okay? I'm just a messenger. I love it so much. And then also with the whole wearing things with jeans, heels with jeans, yeah, I eat it up. It's giving classy, it's giving chic. And I feel like you can honestly kind of wear that in like a casual way, but also like really, really dress it up, depending on like what type of pants you got on. But I said jeans, but I think that's like a really cute look for like a nice little dinner or something. And then next, I'm sorry, I missed the Visco Girl era. I do, I really do. It was so bright. We were wearing baggy, like bright shirts with shorts, and I loved it. We were all happy with the little shell necklaces, and I love it and I miss it. And she's always within me. And then the just give me your money trend. I'm sorry, that had me weak. I know a lot of people thought it was so stupid, but no, when I tell you, I would be laughing with tears down my face.
Visco Girl era, yeah, that one. The colors, again, it's just the happiness. Like, what happened to that? What happened to us smiling, you guys? And then, honestly, TikTok, I feel like, has changed the game for trends. There's so many good trends on TikTok. Literally, any trend, I'd be laughing. I'd be cackling. I'm like, yes, they're doing their thing. They're so creative. Specifically, I forgot exactly what it was, but the one where it was, like, reversing the roles with the guys and everything, that trend, people were coming up with some wild stuff.
Also, one quick comment about the trends. One, another fashion trend I like is like the really like sparkly, sequency trends with like dresses and tops for like the summer. And then a TikTok trend I love when the dads act like the girl, like their daughters or boyfriends act like their girlfriends. Those are really funny.
I can get behind the sequence ones. I don't know about the flip flop one, but yes, again, the creativity on TikTok is unmatched.
Now we are going to get into celebrities and influencers, my favorite topic. So for me, I did Sarah Caroli, which I know we can't amend answers from our interviews, but if I were to change that answer for the influencer instead of Ruby Lynn, while she's cool, I actually would have chosen Sarah Caroli. She is a book girly, but she's also like a vlogger, and I love her. Like I feel like like not in a pro social way, but you ever have like those YouTubers that's like low key. If we met, like we could low key be friends, like or like we just could have a good conversation. And I feel like Sarah would be that person for both me and Liz. And then next, obviously, y'all know I love Timothee Chalamet. Like he is like he's number one. I'm a loyal girl if you couldn't figure that out. But we love Timothy over here. And next is the What We Said Girlies. So it's a podcast, best friend duo. Their names are Chelsea and JC. When I tell you, I sprint to Spotify every time there's a new episode. I love their vlogs. I just love them. They're so funny. And then I love the Giggly Squad Girls, which is the podcast with Hannah Berner and Paige DeSorbo, both iconic girlies, so funny. And then last is Aaliyah Face. Now I will say I don't watch her as much as I used to, but I feel like she's a good person to quote unquote look up to. Honestly, to be honest, I don't look up to anybody. Fun fact, who I look up to is like my ideal self, but I do find that her videos are kind of inspirational, especially as a Black girl in the social media space, and just like the lifestyle she has is very inspirational. So I really like her.
My people, Hannah Elise, I love her videos. Her videos are always like long video format, which I absolutely love. And it just honestly feels like I'm on FaceTime with her every single YouTube video. Do I keep up with them on the regular? No. But when I like go through and watch them, I love watching her videos. Like kind of just like the independent life that I would like to have. And then Romeo Centeno, I love this man's TikToks, you guys. And the ELP podcast that he has with his siblings, I've talked about it before on the podcast, but I love the dynamic. That's like the one podcast that like I will be listening to every single day. Every single time that the episodes drop that day, I will be listening. And then the Florida girlies, Greta, Hannah, even though she doesn't live in Florida, but Hannah, Natalie, all of them. I love the videos, love the vibes. I know Kennedy's manifesting over there. And then TikTok people that I also like. There's this influencer named Sydney Brown. She lives in New York City. She's more like smaller influencer compared to these other people, but I just really like her videos. She seems like a really wholesome person, and she recently got a 9 to 5 job, so she does a lot of like my life before, my life after 9 to 5, which I feel like is really inspiring. If you end up in that kind of route of a 9 to 5, you still can have like a life, you know. And then I love Emily Kaiser. She's one of those like moms on TikTok, and I love all of her videos. She just seems like such a good person. I don't know, I just really like her videos.
We need more influencers with 9 to 5s for real. And next, we're getting into our favorite food and drinks. So I had a lot more drinks on mine, but one, I just love a good matcha latte. Like, of course, so good. I can't believe I used to not be a matcha girly, but now I am, and I love it. Oh, my hair. And then next is smoothies. I love a good smoothie. I will say I did have a smoothie fail recently, but I did redeem myself, and it was so good. But now I'm out of fruit, so I can't make any. So that sucks. But I love a good smoothie. And then one thing about me is I love pasta. Honestly, I just think I love carby food in general, but I love pasta. Like, you just could not go wrong with pasta.
Food, this is one of my favorite categories, you guys. I love my food. Me and Kennedy are friends. I swear our hangouts, they revolve around where we're eating. Like we were like, oh, we want to try out this place. And then we make a whole like day plan out of it. But we are food girlies at the core. And for my drinks, I have chai and matcha. I love a good chai tea latte. When it's done right, when it's hot, it's better, and I love it. Smoothies though are also really good. I swear smoothies though, they don't turn out the same. Like I went through a smoothie era and I literally wrote down like the ingredients because I perfected my smoothie and I followed the ingredients and it just didn't taste the same. But I don't know if like you also have that experience.
I feel like it low key might have to do with like the blending part of the making the smoothie. Cause girl, I just be winging it. Like one thing about me is like I don't really read directions, especially when it comes to food. I just be and I just so yeah, I definitely noticed that the smoothies that I made here definitely tasted different than the smoothie I made at home, but it was still good.
And honestly, I feel like the best smoothies is just be random stuff. You just start putting it in. You're like, more sugar, more this, and then you blend it more. For my favorite food, sushi. I could eat sushi. That's the one food that I could happily eat every single day for the rest of my life because there's so many different things you can do. You can do sweet, you can do savory, so many different meats you can put inside, vegetables. I love me some good sushi. My next one is Mexican food. And while I do love tacos, there's so many good things out there in Mexican cuisine and every single time I like have like a good Mexican meal, I always tell my mom, I'm so happy I was born into this household. I can't imagine not knowing this food exists out there. Like, you guys just don't understand. And then this one is kind of like, I don't know, a little niche, but some good oatmeal. And I'm not just talking like just oats and milk. No, like the toppings, and it has to be like the right consistency. Some good oatmeal, it will hit every single time.
See, I'm weird with the oatmeal. I like it very simple. It definitely does have to be the right consistency, but me, toppings on oatmeal, I feel like that would just be a lot for me. But I also have like a weird thing with fruit. Like, I just cannot eat fruit and things. I don't know. It's very weird. Like, I don't know. So I do like oatmeal, but it has to be very basic, simple.
Can't eat fruit and things, but love smoothies.
Well, that's different because it's blended. Like I can't eat like let's say like there's a cake with fruit in it, like fruit pieces. Girl, I ain't eating that. I'm eating around the fruit. And just like I know like people put like blueberries and bananas on their oatmeal. That would actually no. I cannot do that.
All I took away from that is Kennedy won't be stealing my food, so more for me.
You don't gotta worry about me. But next, now you might have to worry about me stealing this next thing that we're gonna talk about, and that is favorite meals. Spoiler: me and Liz have the same answer, but breakfast. That is my favorite meal of the day. I can eat breakfast for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like I love breakfast. Not to break the fourth wall or anything, but it's not the morning time when we're filming this. And you saw what I was eating earlier in the episode. That was my lunch. I was having breakfast food for lunch, and I enjoyed it, and I love my life. Breakfast food is unmatched. I love a good breakfast.
The best meal of the day. And like Kennedy, it might be 1 p.m. and it might be my first meal of the day, but I'm gonna make it look more like breakfast than like lunch meal, you know? It's gonna be brunch. That's why brunch is a thing, you guys. It was so good that they had to move it up into the lunch category. But breakfast, there's so much you can do. Like, if you guys are just thinking, what's wrong with them? They're just eating pancakes and eggs. No, there's so many other things you can do with breakfast. It can be savory, it can be sweet. And I feel like just the ingredients in breakfast, like avocado and stuff, when else are you eating avocado toast? Exactly. Breakfast is the best meal.
That part, you can have some nice eggs. You have an omelet, French toast, a smoothie bowl. Like the list goes on and on. Beans and toast if you're English. Even though Liz didn't try that when she was in London. But yeah, like there's just so many things you can eat for a good breakfast, and I love them.
And if you're a drink girly at your core, breakfast is the meal. You can do your tea, your coffee, your orange juice, your smoothies. You can't do that in other meals.
That part. And then our last but not least category is favorite things in our everyday life. So for me, my handy dandy Awala. And yes, don't be dirty and wash this thing regularly. It has come to my attention that some friends of mine do not wash it regularly. And I'm gonna use my platform to shame them because what? Y'all, I clean this thing like it goes through it, so I clean it like weekly, every couple of days, and I just love her. Like this is the only reason I'm able to get as much water as I do, and she's just perfect. I know people have beef with it, a Walla versus Stanley, but I love my Walla. I low key want a bigger size because this is just the 24-ounce one, and I feel like I could do with the one that's up from that one. And I low-key want like the Stanley Cup versions of a Wallace, maybe. Have you seen those, Elizabeth?
Yes, they like recently came out with them. Well, not recently, but not so long ago, right?
Honestly, I think I've always seen them.
Oh,
But they have come out with like they did come out with some new things that kind of look like Stanley Cup ones, but they're like different though.
I just will never be able to justify how much people be spending on them water bottles.
No, because the fact that people literally will have like walls of Stanleys, I'm like, girl, I have my one and this is perfectly fine. And then next is my iPad. I'm sorry, I'm an iPad kid. I use my iPad literally every day between school and personal use, and I love her. She's my baby. And then next is my Beats. I guess that kind of fits with the iPad kids because like sometimes iPad kids have headphones. I love my Beats. I wear them every day. The charge is so good on them. Like I barely have to charge them. The charge lasts so long. Even when it's on like 20%, that 20% will last me like a day or two. So we love my Beats. They're perfect. And they're not noise canceling, which I can guess is kind of like would be kind of like a minus, but I kind of like it because I don't like to be completely tuned from like the outside world because of like my anxiety. Like I need to know and hear things going on. But it's not but like the beats muffle it enough. And like sometimes if your music is loud enough, you don't even hear the outside world. But I love my Beats, and it's perfect if you live in a colder place like Kentucky that gets snow. So when you're walking to class, they double as earmuffs. Life hack. And then last is jewelry. Okay, breaking the fourth wall again. I have a necklace on towards the last half of this podcast because we may or may not have stopped recording, and I might have went somewhere. But I just recently have been just loving just wearing a lot more jewelry. I used to not, like I've always wanted to, but only recently I've really had the means to. So I just love wearing my bracelets every day, my rings, my necklaces, and I like more chunkier pieces because I just like things that stand out. I don't know. And it just makes me feel more put together no matter what I'm wearing. Oh, and like my everyday little mini hoops, love those as well. So I've been loving putting on jewelry every day, no matter the outfit.
for mine, perfect transition. My everyday earrings, I don't know how much you guys can see on the camera, but they're like little huggy hoops and they have like two things on it. I don't know how to explain it, but I love these earrings so much. They're the perfect like hug on my ear to where it's not like I honestly forget that I be having them on. The amount of times I get in the shower and I don't realize I have these on. I love these so much. Shout out to Aronza for getting me them. And I almost lost them. I like on our last trip, I couldn't find the other one. I literally was looking at in the bathroom, under the beds. I was about to go through the trash can, and luckily it was somewhere in my bag. So I have both of them. I was about to cry when I almost lost them. Like I feel naked without them. Whenever I like look at myself in my phone and I'm like, oh, missing my earrings. But love my everyday earrings. And then some type of headphones. With the world we live in, I gotta cancel out the noise sometimes, you know? So whether it be my AirPods, my over the ear ones, I will always have a headphone on me of some type. Trust. And then my Kindle back in my reading era. So I always keep my Kindle on me because honestly, you get into those points where like you don't want to scroll on your phone anymore. And it's good to have that Kindle because you can just pop it out, perfect size. Love my Kindle. Just an everyday lip product in my bag. I have to have a lip product in my bag because I hate the feeling of chapped lips. Whether even it just be like a gloss or something, there will always be at least one lip product in my bag. No like particular one, just something to put on my lips. And then hand cream. Hand cream is so underrated, you guys. I personally was one of those people that didn't understand the hype of hand cream until I started working at Bath and Body Works, and I understood the amount of times that like I just put it on just to switch the like there's like some scent on my hands, I put it on, my hands feel dry, I put it on, got some ashy ankles, hand cream to the rescue. So this is your sign to get yourself a hand cream because you won't regret it.
Yes, I'm a hand cream stan over here.
And with that, that is the end of this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening. If you made it this far, make sure that you follow us on all of our socials, like on whatever platform you're listening to, subscribe, give us a rating, and we'll see you guys next week. We might or might not have a guest. So if you get tired of listening to me and Kennedy, fear not. Maybe there's another voice. But we'll see you guys next week on the Girls Lounge. Bye.
Bye.